BBradio.net, the voice of Chester.
I'm on train 681. We've been hijacked.
Recapping the week like no one else.
You heard about, I know you heard about my man, Brooklyn Bishop was robbed.
Was he really robbed?
Now, see, that's the thing. So I'm reading the article, right? As I initially started reading the article about this bishop, and what's the scumbag's name? Lamar Whitehead. So this bishop, Lamar Whitehead, like you said, Pete, was he really robbed? Because when I'm reading the article, according to the article, last Sunday, 2 or 3 guys broke into Whitehead's church as he was performing his sermon. And so when he saw the robbers come in, he yelled, "Clear out," to the congregation, and the people ran. And then in the article, it just struck me as strange was they were talking about the items that they took off of him, and they had the price of each item or the estimated value of each item right there. And I was like, huh. I was like, had it ready to go.
Yeah, you should.
Huh.
You know how much you paid for something?
Interesting.
Well, that's interesting.
And then I'm thinking that, right? Sure enough, 2 days later, Steve Harvey and his the strawberry lady.
Right.
They're talking about. They think it was. They were floating the theory. So there's a theory out there that it's probably insurance fraud.
Right.
But man, like first off, if you're doing God's work?
No, I'm doing work for me. See, there are people that will pretend that they're doing God's work when they're really doing work for them. You know who's doing work for them.
Those kind of cats I can't.
By the cars that they drive, the clothes that they wear, you feel me? The image that they portray, you know when it's God's work. I can't disrespect him because I don't know who he works for real. You feel me? If he works for God or if he's working for the devil, and I don't want no beef with him. But what I can say is looking at that video when they came in to rob him, you feel me? Like it wasn't a gunshot, it wasn't nobody. Like usually when you have a robbery,
a crowd that large, you gotta let one in the air to get their attention.
To let them know I'm not playing no games. I will buck you in your fucking foot, in your leg. So instantaneously for me, I'm looking at him, I'm like, okay, he set this up. Now, where is he from?
Brooklyn,
New York. Right. Where am I from? Brooklyn, New York. So it's just like, it's easy to be able to tell. All right, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You set this shit up. You feel me? But at the end of the day, you know.
Oh, my goodness. Him and charlatans like him.
I fight you. It's the D-Train, Darren DeVoue.
Hello, my fellow travelers. Sorry if you're uncomfortable, but I've needed to relocate you to achieve a goal of mine. Now, I'm not here to make any political or religious statement. As a matter of fact, I'm not here to make any statements at all.
Hello and good morning, folks. Welcome aboard the D-Train with Darren DeVoue on CMPRadio.net. It's the station. The D-Train is brought to you in part, and all CMP content is brought to you in part by LeBron Construction. Don't forget to check out LeBron Construction for all your home renovation and needs. Good morning, Gerald. Good morning, Mom. Long time no talk, Mom. Make sure to call it, man. On today's episode, we're going to review Rap Snacks because a little lawsuit had me take that into consideration, brought that up into the forefront of my cluttered brain. And also we have P's Weekly Hero.
Yo.
And speaking of P's Weekly Hero, we can't have that without P. Uncle P joining us behind the glass. P just said hello already, so no need to be redundant there.
Not at all.
First off, let's start off, P. We're gonna clean out the Klutter Kar, right? Because there's some stories that I need to get rid of because we haven't done them.
Now all this stuff is in order, right?
Yes.
Okay, we'll see.
I would like to believe so.
We'll see.
We got a fun little Rap Snacks review. Oh man, I can. So, last week we talked about that lawsuit with old girl in Flint, Michigan, when she sued old boy for not showing up for $10,000 for not showing up on a date.
Right.
And I made a joke about the whole Flint water situation because for me, that was always my biggest on Barack Obama because when he took and see, it's completely safe. It's safe. The water's safe. See? Well, there was an Indian politician a few weeks ago who drank from a holy river in India. Bhagwat Man, he's the chief minister of Punjab, and he took a sip from the holy river that was, as most countries on that side of the Atlantic are, most rivers and stuff, they're laced with plenty of feces. Just
all
with
types.
Oh, dude. Sometimes they just literally
Shit in the water.
in the water.
Like, yeah, there you go.
I'm like, dude, go bury that somewhere. No.
I'm burying it in the water.
This way I can wash up
come
right
on.
there. Oh, man. So Bhagwat Man, he drank the water, filled his glass with water, as you can see. He took a sip, and then what you see on the other side is him a couple days later because he was in the hospital because he fell ill from drinking that water. I got to tell you, no sooner than I finished that story, when I finished reading that story initially, I look over in the corner of the room, and there's Barack Obama, and he looked at me and just went, as he two-step strutted out the door. Like, suck on that, Darren. Oh, my goodness.
Was he supposed? So what's wrong with him?
What with he fell ill because it doesn't say. It just says he was airlifted. He was airlifted. That's never good. They willing to spend that kind of money. Your life's on the line there. He developed an infection and was treated by a multidisciplinary team. According to New Indian Express, as soon as medics completed a range of tests on the minister before he was released from the hospital. So he's out. He's all right, but he took a hard one for that. Oh, next up on the Clutter Kar, P. Did you, folks, I got Google Sky Map downloaded to my phone. I love that stuff. I'm a little nerd when it comes to the celestials and whatnot. So also, I love chorizo. That's spicy Mexican sausage, deliciousness. So when I initially saw this photo from this next story, it's not anymore. So when I initially
That's
saw
not it, is it? No. See? Yeah, I know. Which one is it?
It's the sausage.
Ain't no sausage. You. I told you. I'm about to just cancel your show. There's no sausage.
Oh, my God. Oh, I disagree, P. And Jordan's not here, too. I can make all the dirty jokes I want.
Huh?
And I said, Jordan's not here. I can make all the dirty jokes I want, so she won't be here.
So you're talking about sausage, and you mean to talk about something else?
No, it's definitely sausage we're talking about. My man, this scientist, he's a French scientist, and he had put up he had to apologize because he put up a picture of a slice of chorizo, and he said that the image was from a space telescope, but then he wound up having to confess. Yeah, this took place a couple weeks ago. I got the story from CNN. He had to admit to the telescope image, which he said he's tweeted the photo of the slice of chorizo, and he said it was from the James Webb Space Telescope. And then a physicist was like, yo, look at the level of detail provided in this picture. A couple of people were falling for it. Picture of Proxima Centauri, the nearest star to the sun, located 4.2 miles away from us. It was taken by the James Webb Telescope. This level of detail, a new world is unveiled to us every day. He told more than 91,000 followers on Twitter a couple of Sundays ago. So I thought that was pretty funny. No? You don't eat pork, though.
So why are we talking about it?
Oh, so why are we talking about it? It was just funny. Like, it was a prank, you know what I mean? He said it was a slice of he said it was a image from the space telescope. People believed him for a while.
And it was just pork.
It was just a slice of sausage. Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. You had that picture up of that McDonald's worker. We talked about that. Little follow-up story here. We talked about the McDonald's worker who served the lady cold fries in New York. Served the lady cold fries. According to her story, the worker started making fun of her, and then she calls her son, who then promptly takes himself down to the location. Then gets into it with this young man pictured here, who's pictured standing there, and then eventually they get to arguing out, and then they take it. The boy, according to the story, the boy and the son have a couple of words in the store. The boy goes back, and then you see him, he puts on his shirt, like, you know, Don't want to misrepresent McDonald's as I'm fighting on the doorstep. So yeah, then next thing you know, the gun comes out, you hear 2 shots, and that's the young man laying down on the ground. He was taken to the hospital, he was shot in the neck, and he was in the hospital for a few days, but he died last week. So that charge is now upgraded to murder.
Wow.
You know, and that's what makes me wonder, P, like all that, well, actually, let's do the next story first, because we talk about this too much. This happens so often, like, these low value meals. I mean, I get it. Fast food is not as fast as it used to be, but geez.
Respect. Like at the end of the day, like if I come to you and say you didn't put something in my bag and you saying, well, go get your bag, why would I take the time out to come back in here? What do you think? I'm trying to steal extra fries? Like I go get my bag, and you're like, where the receipt? I give you the receipt. Like we done went through everything. Now what are you gonna give to me? Are you gonna give me all my money back for not put my? It's your job when you get a job to put everything in the bag that I ordered and I paid for. So understand, I'm gonna be mad if you give me cold fries. Just give me a new order of fries. It's not that hard. That is your job. Again, when you accept the job, you have to do your job to the utmost of your ability. If you're not able to say, oh yeah, them fries is cold, let me give her some new fries, then there's something wrong with you. I'm not saying the son was right for coming up there and doing what he did, but at the end of the day, you're not going to disrespect my mother either. He could have used his hands. You feel me? He could have used his hands.
Right.
You feel me? He ain't had to shoot him.
And that's what according to the report, he came in the store and initially that was his first words. Y'all need to come back up off my mother.
Right. Absolutely. What a man.
Right. So he was handling it right up until that point.
Up until the point where he pulled out the gun and he get the shooting, right? So
right. And not to mention the boy in the work, like no coworkers. I mean, like, you know, some coworkers, like they're, you know, some of them nowadays, you know, the first thing folks want to do, pull this out, start walking behind you. But I mean, like, dude, like, I don't know, like, I think that they should have, one of his coworkers could have stepped in, like, yo, you on the clock, man. Come on, quit tripping. We going, like, no.
All the way in.
No. Right. Speaking of going all the way in this next story, this happened like a week and a half ago, and this took place in Arizona.
And that's the state you don't really want to play with, because everybody got a long gun. Everybody. I was out there, man. Boy, everybody. I'm talking about they in the bank. I'm like, are they robbing this joint?
You waiting for ISIS to walk through the door? What's going on here? Yo, oh my goodness. Yeah, and not to mention that, P, but on the other side of it, they throw sentences hard at you out there, boy. You just running a red light can be a hurt piece out there in Arizona. Oh man. What we got here pictured here is Antoine Kendrick, and he was a former Wendys employee in Arizona, and he got into a kerfluffle. A 67-year-old man.
Hold on, pause. A what?
A kerfluffle.
What is that?
I'll look up the definition while you run the video, P, because here's the incident on camera.
There is no video.
Yes, it is. It's right behind that.
No, it's not. The next thing up is Chester High and the Eagles, bro. There's no video.
Oh, I didn't scroll down.
There's no
I didn't put the videos in.
No video.
I know I loaded them all.
Let me see.
Yeah, the little old man too. This guy's pretty low. I mean, like you can see from his appearance, he looks like a former college linebacker.
No video.
Ah, son of a bitch. All right, so.
You're fired, bro.
Fuck. I know I put those jaws in there. Anyway, so the old man, jeez, this disrespectful. The customer, there we go. The customer walks up to the counter. Apparently him and Mr. Kendrick are having a dispute. Kendrick sets 3 drinks on the counter. The customer walks up, he's collecting the drinks. You see the customer's hand point this way. You can see his mouth moving. Then he starts to head over to the side there, and that's when Kendrick comes from around the corner. Wow. Takes and loads up.
Like I'm mad you ain't got the video.
Oh, swinging for the fences on that poor little old
man. Knocked him out.
And he saw it at the last second, like, oh, no. He knocked that old fella out. He goes down, the customer goes down, hits his head. He was in the hospital for a few days, but like our last story,
The customer passed away, and now that charge is now murder.
You got to think about that when you about to hit an old person. You like, he can die.
Right.
Like, I mean, just think. Literally, stop reacting and respond, bro. Like that's our problem. We don't think about, all right, what can happen? What bad can happen?
Right.
I can hit this nigga, he can die, and I can spend the rest of my life in jail for hitting.
What you doing, boy? What is your problem?
Excuse me, boss, but something wrong with his head. Just can't get right, boss.
Can't get right.
There you go. Oh, so he's a busy man. So yeah. So, and like we mentioned before, in Phoenix, Arizona, it's one of the reddest of the red states. It's about to get serious for him. We talked wait, you know what? That's a daggone shame. I looked up the preview for Chester high school football, but I could have sworn that they played their first game yesterday. And if that is the case, we're about to find out in a moment. Chester Clippers football schedule, blah, 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 blah. No, I don't see any videos posted. Where's my man Dave? Where's my man Dave when I need him?
Dave Berman. What you looking for?
Oh, did Chester play yesterday?
No, they had a scrimmage.
Okay.
They played Cardinal O'Hara.
Okay, got you.
They played their first game is this Saturday.
Okay. Cool. That's because I got a little. I was scrolling through my news feed and the Chester. Well, in the news feed it said 100 players in 100 days, and the young man from the Clippers was brought up in that. He's a senior defensive back. But in the meantime, here's the whole team preview. They're returning 14 starters, 7 on each side of the ball. So that pretends to something. They had a nice start last year. What, 7-0? Or no, 6-0.
Right.
6-0. Got off to that strong start. Faded a little bit down the stretch. But, they got to replace Isaiah Freeman.
Yep, quarterback.
Yeah, that was a key loss. Also, they lost a fellow on the D-line. I had this. Here, wait, Chester Waterfront. And now I can't. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's always portends to, well, like I said, you got that experience with that much returning experience with 14 starters.
Right.
That usually means barring a few major injuries, you're going to get to the same record that you had last year, in theory. Key starters lost was Darren Miller, my favorite Clipper because his name is Darren. Isaiah Freeman, as we mentioned. Dorian Miller, Kylie Harper, and Mikhail Martin. But now there's a key newcomer that's being looked at, and this is according to EasternPAFootball.com. Freshman by the name of Jalen Harris. Was that who started for the Clippers yesterday, P? Or in the scrimmage? Or you weren't at the scrimmage?
No, I wasn't at the scrimmage.
Okay. All right, there we go. All right, but actually, even though Chester lost a Darren, they gained a Darren because according to Eastern PA Football, 6'1", 170-pound freshman wide receiver Darren Harris is being looked at for a big season as well. And also, wait, Nyree Melvin, he's not a key newcomer. He was a contributor last year.
Yeah, but he's a starter this year.
Okay.
And he's a monster, bro.
Yeah.
He's a monster.
He was all around. I like the way he ran.
Yeah, him and my son went to Widener together.
Okay.
And he played for the Chester Panthers, and I saw him then. He was a monster. So now, you get behind them, man. You push them, man. They got to work out every day. They gotta want to be great.
Right.
At the end of the day, can't nobody want it for you. You feel me?
Right.
Like, and this is where it's at, right? What do you want? You want to hang out in the street?
Right.
You want to be a street joker, or you want to go in the gym and get big and be nice and go to college and go to school and apply yourself and get that NFL contract? That's what I want for these kids, man. If you want to play football, you got to work for it, bro.
Right. And
nobody's going to hand you nothing.
And as a running back, like every yard, you have to think like when you're rebounding, every rebound is mine, every yard is mine. It's mine. Yeah.
So come on, let's go, man. Listen, I said it about 4 years ago, man. These Clippers right here with their head coach, LaDonte Bell, and his staff.
I was looking at the number of staff here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 14 staff members. Everything's going to be fine-tuned.
It needs to be, though,
yeah.
right? Because, you know, you look at Radner and Haverford.
Right.
And they have 27 staff members.
And not to mention the weight,
right.
the facilities.
The weight room and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, we need attention to detail. We need men of our community to help our young men of our community get to that next level, right? Nobody gets to where they get to by themselves. You know what I mean? And if we're not pushing our children, we're not talking to our children, we're not expecting the best from them, you feel me? They'll just fall to the wayside.
Right.
And when people fall to the wayside, then they don't have no dreams, they don't have no hope, and they don't care anymore. And then that's when we get up into the murder and everything. And see, all that stuff is related, bro.
Speaking of related, like I was so annoyed when Biden just signed that whole deal for 700 cops. I heard that Biden signed a deal with 700 new police to be hired somewhere. And I'm like, no, we keep doing it. It's all related, right? So what you say before, and I get it, crime is going up, but crime and what go hand in hand?
Education.
Crime or
whatever.
A P word.
I don't know.
Crime and poverty go hand in hand.
Oh, all right, poverty. I mean, but
so you touched on it right there. Education is one way to decrease poverty, but yeah, look how we throw our money at the wrong place, and that's the fallacy of sunk cost. Oh,
definitely is.
Yeah. Another one of my favorite, my second favorite behind the incoming Darren Miller, or excuse me, incoming Darren Harris. There we go. Is Noble Harrison. Noble Thompson.
Yes.
5'9",
yes.
5'9", 100-pound, two-way player though.
Yes.
I believe he's the team's returning rusher.
Right.
And he's coming back with, what do we got here? Oh, lost him. Oh, no. He 64 carries, 336 yards, and 6 scores on last year.
Yep.
And as well as a key contributor on defense as well.
Absolutely. Linebacker, running back.
Yeah.
You feel me? Him and his brother, man. Yeah, he got his brother also plays and is a wide receiver.
Okay.
And he's a defensive back.
Interesting.
You feel me? Like two-way players. And that Charles Thompson's kids, Chester Panthers, man. Listen, the football programs in the city, I've always said, right? You know, Chester Panthers, Chester Township Cougars, you feel me, and the Upland Hurricanes are extremely important in furthering these children, right? And helping these children understand the position that they are in and the position that they can be in if they continue to work. You can sit there and say, Chester has all the NBA players, you know what I mean?
Right.
Where our NFL players, we got a couple,
right?
You know what I mean? But to get it to the level where kids are always stepping up into that position,
right? Like an assembly line,
right?
So to speak,
right?
Yeah.
And that's what these youth programs are, man. So you know, any way I can support, any way that I can put them out there, I'm gonna do it. So it's definitely dope.
That's what's up. The player I mentioned when Eastern PA did 100 football players in 100 days, day 88, it was Colin Farrell, the punter and wide receiver for the Clippers.
And I think Colin and Coach Bell are coming through tomorrow with Dave Berman.
Oh, nice.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
And Dave Berman on Delco Sports 360.
Yep.
On cmpradio.net. And what time is that at, P?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. tomorrow. So there you go, folks. And don't forget, also, if you miss any of cmpradio.net's content, including this show or Delco Football 360, go to the cmpradio.com YouTube or Facebook page, and you can catch up there. Or that's where you can go and view it, so you can pause it halfway through a break, like we're going to take in a few minutes. But next, P, what's that bring us on to?
I don't know.
You don't? Oh. All right, well, next up, though, we got the other football team in the area that we all got our minds on. The Birds play today, second preseason game.
That's preseason.
Yeah, precisely. So the only thing I'm watching for, and nobody's going to play, that used to piss me off. One year I had Ray Rhodes' first year, I had season tickets, and I noticed when our tickets arrived, they all arrived in one long card. You can just tear them off. But when they arrived, I noticed at the bottom was the price, and the price was the same for
all the tickets.
These motherfuckers charging me the same for a preseason game as where I know like the value of the entertainment that I'm going to see is so much lower. I'm not going to be there. They charge me the sons.
So they're supposed to charge you cheaper because it's preseason?
I would think, like market rate, I would think that it.
They're trying to make money. At the end of the day, they're trying to make money. And at the end of the day, they don't have to negotiate their price for you because somebody will buy them or they'll give the tickets away for free. You know what I mean? Either you buy them or we'll give them away and we won't give them to you.
Mr. Talkbacker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so actually what I'm curious about watching today is how the game is called by the staff, particularly on defense.
Wow. I mean, do you really think they're going to play their real defense now?
No, but I'm just looking for his way of calling. Like,
We already,
3rd and 6.
We already know how John Gannon calls games.
On 3rd and 6, is Gannon going to call another one of those? Or excuse me, not even 3rd and 4. Is he going to call that soft ass?
He has more athletes. He has real linebackers.
So you're saying he's got toys to play with. Yeah, and that's what I'm curious about seeing. Like,
so you'll see it. Calm down. Didn't I tell you this last year? Because last year, what was your prediction for your team? 3 and 13.
No, I said 6.5 was the win total, and I bet the under.
and what did they win?
They won 9
games.
Yeah.
Did they make it to the playoffs?
Yes, they did.
Did I tell you they would?
Yes, you did.
All right, thank you. Who was going to be their quarterback?
Jalen Hurts.
You got to have faith, bro.
All right.
At the end of the day, if you bring up every excuse in the world why something isn't going to work, guess what? It's not going to work.
I don't know. I had faith right before 4th and 26, I believed. I really did.
No,
yes, I did. Yes,
You're like,
I did.
4th and 26 is over. You got up and walked away.
My coworker was took that role that day.
Mm-hmm.
He was the
I'm
one.
out of here, man. This is trash.
He was like, they're going to mess it up. They're going to mess it up. And I was like, no, they're not. They are. I really wanted it for the team in those years.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh, man. I just knew Reed.
Especially T.O. I always want, if we would have won that Super Bowl that year, he would have stayed.
Dude.
He would have stayed. And it was on Donovan, man. Donovan, he decided to speak up for somebody else, man. That's your best weapon, bro. He opens up the floor for everybody else. Dumbass, he makes you look better.
Guy, dude.
He makes you look better. All the years we had thrash as Todd Pinkston with Stinkston with his alligator arms. You feel me? Like, don't nobody. I'm not going up there to catch that ball like that. You crazy? You're a football player. You're supposed to get hit. If you break your neck, you break your neck. It's just that simple.
Right. I saw him. Well, I was in the upper deck at a Sunday night game.
Right.
It was a Sunday night or a Monday night game in Washington. And he alligator armed the hell out of it. That was during the season with T.O.
Yep.
Alligator armed the hell out of the ball. But then I thought about, his rookie training camp. That's back when it was in Lehigh. You could even be on the sideline if you had a pass or knew somebody.
Yep. We went up there the last year they had it. Right.
Uh-huh.
Last year they were in Lehigh.
Okay.
Right before
nice.
Andy Reid's son died of old Dick.
Okay.
Did he die?
Yes, he did.
Damn. Damn.
They got my man. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, back then I saw Todd Pinkston's calves.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't stop staring at them. I was like, I've eaten pretzels thicker than this guy. Like, look at him. So yeah, I kind of sometimes, but that always brought it to it. And we drafted him in the 2nd round. Okay. But like you said, that's what Donovan had to work with until T.O. came.
That's all he had to work with.
That was
Freddie Mitchell. Freddie Mitchell was he was serviceable.
That was a disappointment, man. Because in college, when I used to watch him play in college, I was like, check his hands. If it touches his hands, he catches it. Check him. He's got to stick him.
And
I loved it. So when the Eagles drafted him, I was like, oh,
awesome. And then he got here and thought he was the man and stunk it up.
Hubers.
But who caught the ball on 4th and 26?
Yes, he did.
There it is, right? That
Fred X.
That's all he had to fucking do, right? But T.O. that year when Javon Curse and the defense was awesome, man. Jeremiah Trotter brought him back from Washington. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that happened was supposed to happen, and then Donovan McNabb had too much chunky soup. Like, literally, I can put it on Donovan. I don't care where I am. I've really never been a fan of his because he didn't want to be a black quarterback. He wanted to be Tom Brady and everybody else. And it's like, you can't do that, Don. Like, that's who you are. You were given these skills. You can run. You have good vision. You're big enough. You're tall enough. And you have arm strength. Let all those things work together. Don't try to, I'm not going to run.
But not to mention, did he study, like they talk about, what we talked about Kyler Murray last week. Did Donovan watch film? Because there were rumors that I always heard, and I knew that
he was an alcoholic.
I didn't. Well, he looked like one in that video when he got.
He was an alcoholic. He was always in the club, bro.
Okay.
Always in the club.
And that was my thing, watching tape and whatever, because I always heard that Reed knew that he could only run so many plays each week because Donovan wasn't going to remember.
He's busy. He's too busy in the club. And like I said, when I used to see him in the club, I'm like, man, don't you got a game tomorrow?
Oh, for real?
What? Don't you got a game? Are you not the leader of this team?
It's over. It's over.
Literally. And they would put me somewhere else. Hey, yo, why you hounding him, man? What you mean why I'm hounding him?
What do you mean? I couldn't imagine.
Shit, we ain't never won a Super Bowl, bro.
I walk right up, snatch that drink out of his hand, say, come with me.
Take your ass take your ass home and watch some film, bro.
Take your ass. I'll take it. Get in the car. Yeah, I'll take your ass home. And apparently I should have that night. And that night in Arizona. Speaking of NFL players, former NFL players, with a lack of decorum, sense. Now, years ago, Aqib Talib. Oh man, they've been experimenting with him as the main broadcaster too.
Who's that?
Aqib Talib. I know he did a big game last year. And he's one of the heads that they were experimenting because the lineup got shook up because Al Michaels went to. They were using Talib as a color commentator, by the way. But Al Michaels.
Colored commentary?
Yeah.
Colored?
No, I said color.
Oh, I'm about to say, what
no, yeah, but they were using him for color commentary. But this, you know what? After we got off the air last week, man, Aqib Talib, who was at this incident, he and his brother, and I'm glad I didn't, and this is one video I actually started to, but I actually didn't download. He and his brother were coaches at a youth football game in Lancaster, Texas. An argument broke out.
Is this him?
That's the brother. That's Talib's brother. Argument breaks out with Talib's brother gets in a.
From what I heard, it was at
the opposing coach.
No, it was at what's the bull name?
Aqib Talib.
It was at him, and he got to talking. Now the brother,
which he does.
The brother said, "Don't say that to my brother. Don't be talking like that to my brother."
He's a grown man.
And then, what you mean? He got to protect him. He's the money. He's the breadwinner. At the end of the day,
okay.
Don't say that shit to my brother. What's wrong with you? You always
he paying for dinner tonight.
You always want to prove yourself. Listen, he just bought you a new car, or he just made sure you.
He pointed to the ring on your finger. He just got that bling on. Oh,
bling on my finger. What's wrong with you? And he pulled the gun out.
Oh,
so I think they might be trying to work it where they can charge Aqib.
Okay, really?
What's his name?
Aqib Talib.
Aqib Talib.
Yeah. And actually, according to this one article I read, that they had a rambunctious and overly aggressive behavior throughout the season. Like these guys, they said that these guys were pretty much bullies out there. But it brings up, about 8 years ago, Talib and his mother, the Talib's mother and Aqib, they were out somewhere. A couple of shots were taken from the Talib vehicle at some fellas. Aqib Talib turned himself in, but he said it was his mama. I'm like, damn, is this Ma Barker over here? What the hell?
Listen, where the father at?
You know what?
Where's dad at? Just ask the question. Where your dad at?
I haven't heard any mention of Papa.
Right.
Stephen.
More than likely, you won't hear. And again, that's that reaction and responding time.
Okay.
Most females don't respond. They react. They're emotional.
Right.
You feel me? So they react. And when you're raising up your children and the dad is not there or the dad is wherever he is, you feel me?
Doing his thing,
you inherit those attributes. You feel me? Of reacting and not responding. You know what I mean? So
okay.
It's hard. It's hard, but there it is.
Oh, man.
Pull the gun out, shoot somebody, and then...
And 2 shots, and there was kids all over the place in the video. It was like at a youth football game, but this stuff is out of control, P. What's up with us? Is it because I was thinking about it the other day, and I was thinking, all right, maybe it's because we're not actually interacting with people until there's a conflict directly with a person. Most of your contact with a person nowadays is through this, or tap, 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 tap. You don't even hear their voice, so you don't even get to take into account tone, etc. So I think and social media, which is not social. Nobody's being social on social media. So I think, are these factors playing into it? No.
What factors?
Social media and technology. How we interact with technology. Is it affecting negatively our ability to interact with one another, especially in areas of conflict
that are
easily resolved?
It could be an easy resolve, but who wants to take the easy route? You know what I mean? Like, or who wants to take the harder route, right? In talking, like, yo, calm down, bro. I ain't having no conversation. I'm gonna shoot him.
I sit and think with this shit. I ain't for all that.
Yeah, well, go ahead, do it.
Oh man, but you know what? Yeah, that sucks. And you know what? The kids, they can never unsee that though either. Yeah, I don't know. Well, on to a happier note, P. With former NFL players. Did you hear about, we talked about it last week, Adrian Peterson is going to be fighting LeVeon Bell, but the fight got postponed.
Why?
Due to the main event falling through.
What was the main event?
The main event, now this was supposed to take place in LA at the Crypto.com arena, but fellow YouTube star, he was a YouTuber by the name of Austin McBroom, was supposed to take on another YouTube star, Ann Eason Gibb. Sound familiar? I don't know. Ann Eason Gibb was supposed to take on Austin McBroom, but that fell through. This was supposed to they're hoping that the fight, no new date has been organized, but the fight was supposed to take place next month. They're hoping, because the fight was supposed to take place the 30th. They're hoping for early next month. So there's that. Oh, speaking of Adrian Peterson, though, my goodness, I've got some bear claws, right? Would you say I got big hands, Peter?
You got a video for this knockout. Yeah. Whose knockout is this?
This is Adrian Peterson is getting ready for this fight with LeVeon Bell. That was his sparring partner.
Adrian Peterson?
That's Adrian Peterson standing over the sparring partner. Dude, he's still jacked.
I want to see that again.
And then he goes to help him up like they still in the field. My man had to wave him back. No, you're not allowed to do that. Like he just trucked him. Oh, another fella I had to truck. Yo.
Man, listen, Adrian Peterson was a monster when he was pads and a helmet. Yeah. So I can only imagine how them hands moving.
People talk about his handshake is legendary.
Bro,
yeah.
We'll break your hand. We'll break your hand.
I actually have he released a statement after that knockout that you just saw when he went back to the corner. He said, man, I got kids. He got a lot of them. He got a whole lot of child support to pay. So LeVeon Bell, he's motivated. So he's going to line up that next fight. I hope LeVeon Bell's got his, I don't know, P. I don't think Bell's going to be all right. I think this is going to get ugly.
I mean, they both were running backs. They both were nice.
Well, so, both different styles, though, because you talked about it just then with Peterson. Yo, there was this college bowl game. It was Oklahoma against Boise State. Game goes in, truly exciting game. I don't know if I could reference anything in the general memory. The Statue of Liberty game, Boise State wins in overtime. They did the Statue of Liberty play. So anyway, the series before that, Adrian Peterson took the handoff. Dude, he went around. As soon as he took that handoff, and I saw that steam that he was moving with, and at that side, I just yelled out at the TV, everybody get out the way. It's just over. Sure enough, nobody touched him on his way to the end zone. Oh my goodness. So yeah, speaking of fights, P, we talked about that scumbag, well, we mentioned him in the intro.
Who?
That Bishop. the Brooklyn Bishop, Bishop Bling Bling.
Bishop who?
Bishop Bling Bling.
Bling Bling?
Yeah. With all his Armani, you name it. Louis, you name it. Gucci, you name it.
What? That's what he liked.
Yo, he came in. Funny how he got robbed not too long after being sued, because they're saying that he took a parishioner's 90 G's, promised her he was going to get her home renovated or get a new home. Instead, kept the money and used it for his own, to buy shiny stuff. God, I want to fight this guy. Oh, so speaking of wanting to fight this guy, this week, P, sure enough, this week, he challenges DL Hughley to a fight. Because DL's been talking greasy about him on the DL Hughley show.
Why wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't he challenge him to a fight?
No, why wouldn't he talk about it?
Oh, yeah. Shoot, you like to put yourself out there like that. So he's saying that DL's trying to get his ratings up. So he said I challenge DL Hughley to a fight for $1 million.
That's what he said?
Yeah. He tweeted that. Nice little image and everything. That's where it is. He tweeted that, John. So you know it's real. It's on social media. He posted it. Oh, yeah. Ray J chimed in. He said he would pay. Ray J said he would promote the fight and give. He tweeted out, Bishop, I'll give DL. I'll do it for $3 million. I'll give DL 2.5, and you get 0.5. Deal. And I'm thinking to myself, who is Ray J to be coming? Ray J got $3 million?
Yeah.
No, actually, no. He said me and my investors or me and my team. So he got other people money. Got to use that other people's funds.
Chess, it ain't checkers.
Other people's funds. That's a producer.
Are you not entertained? Are you not?
I forgot I was on a different program now because the other one keeps crashing. Oh, man. Yo, speaking of crashing, Ben Simmons last year, right? So this video surfaced this week. A fellow by the name of Gerald Hudson. He posted a video on Instagram where he encountered Ben Simmons in a candy store in a mall. Go ahead, roll it, P.
Oh my God, it was you, bro. Russell Westbrook, bro. Russell Westbrook, bro. Oh my God, bro. Russell Westbrook, bro. Hold up, bro. I ain't playing with you, bro. Russell Westbrook, bro. Can't shoot, bro. I'm sorry, bro. All right, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Can't shoot, bro. Huh? Westbrook, bro. All right, bro. I love you, bro. I love you, bro. I love you, bro. All right, I love you, bro.
First off, I'm on behalf of Russell Wilson. I am offended Russell Westbrook.
I was about to say.
Yeah. On behalf of Russell Westbrook, I am offended.
But that's what he do.
Because Russell take a shot. All right. Ben Simmons, we were just talking about fights. Now we're talking about a guy with no fight in him. I'm sorry, Pete, what were you going to say?
I mean, that's what that guy do. He
trolls.
And
okay.
he walk up to people, you feel me? He see Future, he be like, oh, what's up, Quavo? You feel me? Call him something else. That's what he does.
Okay, that's his thing.
Yeah, that's what he does.
All right, okay. That's what's up. Well, I ain't mad at him. I guess he got him all these views. It got us talking about it. Shoot.
And he making money off of it.
That's what's up, though. There you go. Keep getting them checks. I gotta start doing that. Who do I start trolling?
Anybody.
All right.
You have to have the time to do it.
Yeah. So no. And see, I'd have been, because I wouldn't have been able to do that anyway. I'd have just went to another shelf and just started talking greasy about Simmons right there. Man, punk have no shot. Yeah. Millions of dollars just to sit on the bench. How your back doing, bro? I'm sorry, I'm being disrespectful. How your back feel? How you feeling? How you feeling mentally?
How you feeling?
You all right?
You okay?
Shoot.
Need a bottle. Need a back rub.
Right.
Sad. But that's what light-skinned people do.
Oh, no. Rough on him now. No, he needs to know. Okay. He's always crying.
Tough love it is. Tough love.
There you go. Man, that brings us to the end of our first block, P.
Right.
So in our next block, we got a little rap snack review coming right up, folks. You're on the D Train with Darren DeVoue on cmpradio.net. The best way to start your week.
That's what he did. He just run away.
Train 681, you appear to be making an unscheduled stop. Are you having problems?
We are not ramping down. We're just getting started. Nothing stops this train. Nothing.
love
back in
it.
the air and follow this train. You're pulling it down.
He doesn't have expert opinion. He's an expert at giving his opinion.
Did you hear about this North Carolina town? This woman got hired as the town manager, right? If you could look at her appearance, so she became the town manager, and within 4 months, the entire police department, well, there's only 4 people in the police department anyway, but all 4 of them resigned, as well as a county clerk as well. They said it was a hostile work environment she created.
Oh,
I thought it
black.
Yeah. And a female. So you said she right there. So I can see why. You know what though, P? Trying to play devil's advocate, I could partially understand because she came in a little strong. You know I got my sources right. I got my ear to the ground. I have actual recording of how the lady walked into the office and announced herself as the new town manager.
Black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all.
She just came in with the she just came into the room with the fist, and they were just, oh, that's it. Start getting their resignation ready.
But you'll make that train.
On the D train with Darren DeVoue.
Hey, you the conductor?
Yes, sir. I know everything about this train.
Welcome back. We're in block 2 of this D-Train with Darren DeVoue on CMPRadio.net. And right now, we're going to try a little something different. P, so I was drinking some vino, enjoying it. I was acting like I was a connoisseur of sorts. And it got me thinking, you know what, let me do it, since P always try and joke on me because I do partake in a good bit of vino now and again. So I was like, you know what, let me connoisseur something else. So in the news this week, Mattel, creators and makers of Barbie dolls, is suing Nicki Minaj because she has a brand of, or a line of rap snacks out called BBQ, in which, they're referencing the Barbie name. It's hyphenated, but Barbie was like, nah, that's us. Because she spells Barbie like, she might have gotten away with it if they might have gotten away with it if it was a Y instead of the IE. But anyway, so what we got here is rap snacks, which I always thought was interesting from the beginning, but I never liked rap snacks. Hip-hop snacks? Can we do hip-hop snacks? No? BBoy Snacks? I don't know. I just always thought they could have came up with something better for the name. But what we got here is Lil Baby all-in flavor. And it's it's almost all in there because it's salt and vinegar, barbecue, onion, garlic, and more. And more. That's kind of.
So are you doing this to make fun of rap snacks?
No, I was just because I've always been curious about them.
So you've never bought them before?
No.
Why not?
Like I just said, you were on the phone, so you didn't hear me. Like the name just threw me off right from the get-go. Rap snacks. Plus, instead of hip-hop snacks, B-boy snacks, couldn't we have something a little more creative?
Well, I mean, they're rappers on the front of it. There's no B-boys or no dancers on the front of it, so it would be rap snacks.
I don't know. Tomato. I think it could.
Tomato.
Yeah, I think it could. B-boy snacks. What's wrong with that? No?
It's no B-boys up there.
That's true. There's no more B-boys anyway. It's just auto.
Oh, there's still B-boys out here. They do what they do in New York.
Right.
All right, so what's the first chip we tasting?
Oh, the first chip, and they're in order, P. Should be. This is Lil Baby all-in flavor.
This is the chip?
Yes, sir. It is.
This one right
here? Yeah, the light one. Yep.
The light one?
It is salt and vinegar.
Salt and vinegar.
Yeah, I'm checking. Now we're judging these on 3 categories, folks. We're going to do aroma, taste, and appearance. So, I mean, it's a potato chip, so we're just going to judge the appearance of the bag rather than the appearance of the chip. But I don't have a spit. Oh, man. like when we do a wine, you don't have the spit can.
You have a spit cup. All right, I give it salt and vinegar.
That comes at you first.
Not as strong as her salt and vinegar chips.
Okay.
But
that stuff takes over your palate.
I do taste it. It's not as strong as salt and vinegar of hers. But
I'm getting the hints of garlic at the aftertaste of
the aftertaste.
Yes.
Right. All right.
Okay.
I think they good chips. You know.
Definitely need some water if you're going to be drinking these things. Oh my God.
What else?
Oh, P, we got my man. I would imagine he's one of your favorite. Y'all kind of remind me. Oh, wait, so let's talk about, well, we'll do it at the end. Right. So next we got Rosé. And as we were letting this aerate, because, you know, I was doing it like wine. You got to let the wine aerate, you know, so it starts aging the wine, and in this case, the Rap Snacks right away. But man, this one, as soon as I opened these bags, P, this one jumped out at me right from the get-go. I was like, woof. This here is Rick Ross Sweet Chili Lemon Pepper. Now, man, that chili and it's very strong flavor. Oof. Hold on here, P. All right, let me get I'm looking. All right.
That's cool.
Interesting. Yeah. The taste is much more subtle than the aroma.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's actually not bad. Okay. What do you?
Next.
I'm down with the. I kind of. So far, if I would buy a bag of chips. Next up, we have a fellow who I don't know. I'm mad because they didn't have Fetty Wap jalapeno honey, because that was one of the first ones I ever saw.
Right.
And when I went to Cousins on 9th Street, I knew that they had carried this brand, but Fetty Wap wasn't there. Not that I listen. Not that you could play a Fetty Wap track, and I know I just like the name. What we got here, P, is barbecuing with my honey. Romeo Miller's line of flavored potato chips. Okay. So, subtle aroma. Okay.
That's not bad. I don't have a problem with Rap Snacks.
So, you asked earlier if I ever brought the product. You yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And that was the thing when I came up with this idea for a taste test. I was like, most things that I eat, I know people be like, I don't want that. But I was like, this here is black enough for P to allow to touch his palate. It's all right, P. My mom jokes on me the same thing. She goes, my sons cook white.
Right.
One time I was out with my two nephews, and two of my nephews, and we were down in the Italian market, we were walking around, yada, yada. Then I was like, all right, guys, y'all want to get something to eat? And then my one nephew goes, Uncle Darren, are we going to get food or like your kind of food?
All right. I see that your restaurant out in Chichester, the Greek Express.
Yeah.
They closed down.
The Greek, yeah.
The Mexican restaurant now. Tacos.
Yeah. Disappointing. Every time I look, it burns my soul.
That's all that pork that was in there.
Yeah, whatever.
What's the next chip?
Next chip, Lil Baby, who obviously he's got a nice little endorsement deal with Rap Snacks here. Or either he just, it surprised me for eating his chips, how slim he looks, because does he consume all these 3 different products that he has? I don't know.
This is some jalapeno.
This here, oh wait, no, you're right. I'm sorry, yeah. Little Baby barbecuing with my honey heat. So Romeo Miller, who is Romeo Miller, by the way?
That's Masterpiece son.
That's Little Romeo. Look at him. Oh wow, full-grown adult. Dang, that makes me feel old.
That's bad, John. Know who he is.
Oh wow, actually funny you mentioned. Wait, is Master P behind these Rap Snacks?
Yeah, somehow, somewhere.
Okay, it's starting to make sense. So. Because Rick Ross, is he from New Orleans, the Louisiana area?
Rick Ross?
Yeah, I thought he was from California.
He's from Florida.
Okay. Little Baby barbecuing with my honey heat. Hold on 1 second here. Let me. Okay. You smell the heat. The heat definitely jumps out in comparison to Romeo Miller's chip. Not bad. I'm getting the barbecue flavor, certainly. That jumps out at you, but there's some paprika in there I'm tasting, too.
You can taste paprika? Yeah, you're right.
Dang.
All the flavor. Oh. You can taste the paprika.
You funny. And like going back to what I said, I was like, you know what? P has to know that people that have faces just like his eat this product, right? And then I thought about that and I joked in my head and I was like, which is mighty white of him when you think about it. I would actually serve these at like a barbecue or something. These aren't bad. Man, there's a little, that heat comes at you right after that initial barbecue. That heat comes in with a little Bruce Lee kick there.
It's not that hot though. You know, so.
It hangs on me.
It hangs on you?
It hangs on my palate. No? All right, and one more little baby. Like I said, where is this cat from? Is he from, he's a Louisiana rapper as well?
From Atlanta.
Ah, okay.
I think he is.
All right. So, Lil Baby has cheddar cheese and sour cream in his third appearance here in this test tube.
I like those.
The name, I love the tagline for Rap Snacks. It says at the top of the bag in the banner, hard work pays off. And it's the truth. So, let's taste here, Little Baby cheddar cheese and sour cream.
They're good.
Not very good, well balanced. Yeah, there's cheddar and the sour cream. Nothing overpowers the other. Well done. That is probably another bag that I would buy along with the Rick Ross. Oh, and last up, P. This one. I'm glad we saved this one for last. This one is done in a ridge style, unlike the other chips which are done in a regular style. But this here is Lil Boosie's Louisiana Heat. There's a lot of little fellas.
Yeah. Lil Boosie said, any nigga that kill another nigga over pussy and ass is a pussy ass nigga. And I believe you. You kill somebody over pussy and ass, you's a pussy ass nigga.
Yeah, and he looks like a very serious fellow.
Right.
Everybody little baby doing something. Romeo Miller's just keeping his face all plain. No, this reminds me of the cats when you first cross in Kappa and you take a picture with the brothers and no smiling, yo, no smile. So let's give it a try.
Yeah, I fuck with it.
I was worried about it because the heat is in all caps.
It's hot. It's a little spicy.
It's hot, but it's subtle.
It's not overtaking.
Yeah, it's subtle.
It's not like them Takis.
Those things are ridiculous. I don't know. When I used to teach and I would see them kids walk in there and I asked for one day. I was like, let me try.
Oh, yeah.
They're eating that to start the day.
Yep.
I'm like, you kidding me?
Then you wonder why halfway through the day they sleep.
Right. Eating that crap.
That crash. Eat some breakfast, some good breakfast. But no, I totally I don't have a problem with Rap Snacks. I think the chips are fresh, right?
Okay.
Not stale.
Right.
Not too hard.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? They're cut right. Got the right amount of seasoning on it, not too overpowering,
Although I found little babies barbecuing with my honey heat actually hotter than Little Boosie's.
Yeah.
Is it the same way on the microphone?
No, I think the heat, Lil Boosie's heat is a little hotter.
Okay.
Now what else you got?
Oh, this Master P's Rap Icon Ramen Noodles. Creamy chicken gumbo. Now, obviously, this is a bridge too far.
You ain't trying to go down that bridge.
No.
Oh, you scared.
As a matter of fact, actually, little side note. I was like, I didn't have the heart to eat it, but I don't know how this came into my possession. P, I've had this for like 2 years.
2 years?
Yes. Oh, I don't know how this came into my possession, but I've just always held on to it. This is just something I find magnificent.
Because you're laughing at it. For real. No. That's the white in you.
No.
Oh, they got ramen noodles
like,
Master P.
Actually, you won't like the next comment I'm about.
I know. Go ahead. Make all the comments you want.
Because actually, I was like I said, I've had it for years, but I didn't have the heart to throw it away because knowing that I won't consume it, but I didn't. there's something magnificent. As much as I used to listen to all that No Limit back in the day, there's just something magnificent about seeing rap commercialized in such a way where it can be, where these guys are thinking outside the box and not just making clothing lines and whatnot.
The one thing that has me excited about, so there are two things, right? I don't like the drill rap. I don't like the killing, right? But I remember rap when it first started. Not when it first started, but NWA, right? The gangster rap.
Once it started,
right?
yeah.
And once you allow that in, everything is allowed in, right? And that's cool, right? But the commercialization of our rappers was always there.
Right.
They just were just never in the front to say this is what I'm putting out and this is why I'm putting it out.
They weren't able to take control of their destiny. That's one thing I've always loved about this guy. He controls
Master P, he controls his destiny. You feel me? A lot of these other
record
rappers
company
down the day, they're controlling their destiny. So just take a hold of it, bro. It's not about what you can do, right? It's really not about that because we know what you can do. It's about what you want to do. You know what I mean? And you want to build a legacy for your family because these radio station owners, they're white.
Right.
You feel me? The people that own record labels, they're white. You know what I mean? So you gotta take that power from them. This is our music. It speaks to us. Doesn't speak to everybody. So take the power, get rich. You feel me? And give back to your community.
There's no limit to success is the banner line in this one. Though.
There ain't
I
no.
like that. And actually, Peter, so the one thing was I was like, I don't want to throw it out, but I want somebody to appreciate it. And then my first thought, my mind goes crazy places. So my first thought was, who do I know in jail that I can send this to? I know they like those noodles, and I know that this would be a nice little conversation piece.
Say what?
But then I was like,
who do you know where?
Once somebody opens that, they go like, yo, you trying to be funny? No. But I was like, I was like, this. No?
Just stop.
No?
Yeah, just
It didn't work? No?
Just stop.
No.
No, it didn't work.
So let's go through it now. Technical difficulties. Please stand by.
This show is done.
All right, Steve. So we're gonna rate it 5 stars here.
5 star. All of them get 5 stars.
And taste, aroma, and appearance.
All of them.
Okay. I'm giving Little Boosie a 5 stars for the appearance. I just love this stern, I love that face that he's putting on there. Oh yeah, and the blends with it. You automatically know. You knew right away as soon as I picked up the bag. This was a hot chip, so that was implied. Also, I got to give Rap Snacks points for how they did with Little Baby's image, Little Baby and Miller. Although they do it in general, but Little Baby's is a little more. It's much more like animated, like a cartoon.
Right.
Obviously appealing to
children.
The children.
You gotta appeal to the children.
Oh yeah.
Right, because old men like me ain't buying chips. And old men like you ain't buying no chips.
Them kids are lining up the stores buying them Takis in the morning on their way into school. Ugh.
So nasty.
So let's see. Little Baby, cheddar cheese and sour cream. I'm gonna give this one for aroma. I give it 2 stars. Taste, I give it 4. And because of the bounce. Everything just evens out right there. And for appearance, we just talk like 3.5 stars. For all the Little Baby packages, get 3.5 stars for appearance. All right.
So you're a judge. I'm not a judge. So
okay.
Like 2 stars, 3.5 stars.
It's a review, you know what I mean? Like going to a restaurant.
Review for me is a chip. Is it eatable? Is it edible? Can you eat it? Will it make you sick? No, it won't make you sick. It's 5 stars.
Okay. You don't never read a restaurant review?
For what? I'm going to go there myself.
I'll review. I'm the restaurant critic.
I'm my own critic.
Right. All right, so Little Baby barbecuing with my honey heat. I'm going to give this one a 3 stars, because 3 stars for taste, because it certainly lives up to its name. That barbecue comes right at you off the bat as soon as it's coming, and then the heat stays on that palate right after. Appearance, of course, we just mentioned it, 3.5 stars. And aroma, I give it 4 stars. It's like very gentle. The heat is implied. And for Little Romeo, this is a consistent chip right here. Barbecuing with my honey, I thought, P. I thought this you could use this like a personal snack. You could would go with other people's taste, like if you put it out at a party. Yeah. So I'm giving Little Romeo barbecuing with my honey 3.5 for appearance, and then no, actually knock that down to 2 because he makes me feel old looking at Little Romeo like this right here. And it gets 3 stars for aroma and taste. And finally, woof, Rick Ross sweet lemon chili pepper. I'm actually going to give this 5 stars for taste. I like it. It tastes like something like plantain chips that I like. It's got that same, the seasoning has that same type of flavor. Appearance, actually the appearance, I got to give it 5 stars. Cause look at, instead of trying to be, he looks at ease. He looks like he's hanging out at a barbecue about to eat some chips and whatnot on the cover of his bag. Not holding on that gangster persona. I got a chopper in the car. Wait, what's he say? I got a chopper in the trunk or something. I don't know. Like I'm pretending to know something in this game. But, all right, P, that was fun. We got to do some, actually, P, what I really want to do one day is we got to do this with malt liquor. We'll just have like a little spittoon and like a little 2-ounce pour, like go through
and
it.
You drink it. What we spitting it out for? What kind of malt liquor?
Well, one day I want to bring in some not Four Locos. No, that'd just be cruel. Oh my God. Two words are going to be happening to you if you drink a couple of those things. Community service. You're definitely going to wind up getting in some kind of charge. You drink that stuff. But I was thinking St. Ides. Do they still make Schlitz malt liquor, Bull?
I don't know.
Okay. But I definitely like all the malt liquors that we used to see the commercials for back in the day, back when they used to show malt liquor commercials.
Colt 45.
That's one malt liquor. Works every time. Yes, sir. Yeah. That, St. Ides, and Ang Bang. What they call Ang Bang? That was what they called it around the way. Let me get a double deuce of Ang Bang. Old English 800. Yeah. Oh, wait, there we go. Yeah. We got to do those one day.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You got to get the 40 ounce.
Right. People will be walking.
They got to be cold.
Right, yeah, nice and
got to be cold.
I'll leave them in your freezer overnight. Oh, that wraps it up for the second block with D-Train with Darren DeVoue, folks. On the last block, we got, of course, Peace Weekly Hero, but we're going to do a local story about the redevelopment of the waterfront here in town. You're on the D-Train with Darren DeVoue on cmpradio.net. It's the station.
Mm-hmm.
681, you appear to be making an unscheduled stop. Are you having problems?
We are not ramping down. We're just getting started. Nothing stops this train. Nothing.
Move the first-class passengers into the bar car. I'll be there in a minute.
700 level attitude, heart of the Italian stallion.
This one I thought about saving this guy for P's Weekly Hero. So that's a car from the Paulsboro Police Department, P. Okay. And a Paulsboro police cop was fired, and he just recently lost his appeal, and he was accused of sex on duty, harassment of other females. Oh, he was having sex on duty in a squad car with a subordinate, with a trainee.
Was it rape?
Now they didn't accuse him of that. They're saying it was consensual. Like, yeah.
I think all cops should be able to get it when they want it.
We did talk about that.
You're risking your life, bro. It should be some kind of reward for the risk. A risk-reward situation, man. You get it when you want it. As long as you're not raping anybody or taking anything. If you're on duty, you're allowed a 15-minute quickie. And literally, it don't even last 15 minutes.
You get breaks. You get breaks, don't you? This is actually, I think that's what he's playing. When I get to feeling, I need sexual healing.
Okay.
he and his lawyers need to talk to you. Y'all need to work on this theory, this argument.
It's definitely
it's
definitely critical, bro.
Now do whatever you have to do to get on train 681. Hear me?
On the D train with Darren DeVoue.
Moving down the line, folks. Thank you for spending your Sunday mornings with us on the D Train with Darren DeVoue on CMPRadio.net. It's the best way to start your week. Pete, we're in our third block, and I had always I go down. You go, excuse me, down by the stadium, right?
Down by the water.
Yeah, right. Down by the stadium. And walking along there, I like walking along that part of the waterfront, but I always look up and I'm like, geez, there's so much, like a nice little trail could have been here, all kinds of stuff. This could have been some serious recreational space. Of course, understanding that was during the industrial age when the town, a lot of that sprang up. So they were mainly thinking about commerce, shipping goods and whatnot, but still, like that, it's been high past time. And so I was encouraged finding out that I knew that they were talking about plans for the Chester waterfront, but now those plans have actually been unveiled. So
have they?
Yeah, well, now it should be in that picture there. There's a little what they're proposing. Now the talk I've been reading about was since September of 2 years ago. So it's mainly done by the Riverfront Alliance of Delaware County. And
Of who?
Delaware County.
Right, not of Chester.
Well, does Chester have a Riverfront Alliance?
Does Chester have a riverfront?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of Delaware County. Delaware County runs right along the river. Aren't y'all all one? No?
Is Chester not a city?
Chester is a city, yes.
Right. Does it say of Montgomery County for Philly? Right.
But you got a stadium. What more you want?
Who got a stadium?
Chester did.
Philly has a stadium. Chester, where you see Chester's name at on that stadium?
That's
where you see Chester's name at on Harris.
It should be.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
so at the end of the day, that's what they do. They allow you to think things are happening for you when they're not even happening for you, and then you move. It's crazy. I feel like, on this board, there should be somebody from the city of Chester, at least 2 or 3 people from the city of Chester on the board.
Wait.
I'm looking into that right now. I got somebody doing the research on that to see who's on this board, right? So we can find out who's making the decisions for this.
What do you mean nobody?
All right, man.
That's just bad optics, let alone policy.
Bad optics. This is what I'm hearing. Now, I don't know for sure, and if I'm wrong, somebody correct me, please. But from what I'm hearing, there's not as many people on that board, Riverfront Alliance, as should be.
Okay.
From the city of Chester that can speak for the city of Chester.
Now, the Riverfront Alliance was originally named in 1990. It was formed in 1996. It used to be, if you thinking, used to be the Institute of Economic Development, and it's a consortium of private corporations and nonprofit institutions working together to develop and implement activities that foster physical, economic, and social development of the Delaware County waterfront. So I don't know, P. I think it's better to just make it a team effort than Chester try and go it alone. Especially you got other things to do with Chester checks right now.
You do?
I mean, I don't. I don't have a check. I pay my local taxes to Chester, but that's about, I don't really have it. I can't really say that. They drew examples on the Wilmington waterfront, the San Antonio riverfront, and San Sebastian Park in Spain, as well as the Detroit riverfront, among others, in their vision for Chester. So you've been to that Delaware, that waterfront down in Wilmington, right?
No, I'm sitting here looking at the board members.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, you feel me? You want me to run down their names? Then I want you to guess if they're black or white. Lisa Gaffney.
For shits and giggles, yes, please, go.
Lisa Gaffney.
Actually, Jabbar Gaffney used to play wide receiver for the Eagles.
She's white.
Okay.
Tom Shoemaker.
They're Shoemaker. Wait, do I know?
He's white.
That? Okay.
Julie Woolman. She's
white.
white. Chris Albert.
Albert, white.
He's white. Gerald Miller. White.
That could be anybody.
Sonya Butler.
That could.
White. Well, she doesn't have a picture, so I can't say.
Okay, right. Because then,
Right.
remember my man To Catch a Predator boy,
Right,
which you
right. Absolutely. Michael Curran.
Curran,
Mhm.
Curran.
Yep.
Oh, that's white.
Vince DeRozzi.
Oh yeah.
David Elliott.
That could go either way. Is there a picture?
I think he might be. He's Tandem Real Estate Holding, so he might be.
Okay.
He might be black. Steven Fisher.
With a C. Is the Fisher with a C or no?
Yeah.
It has a C. Oh, he's white.
Michael Harrington.
That could go either way.
He's white.
He is.
Steve Johnson.
That's confirmed? Michael Harrington's white?
Yeah, he's got a picture.
All right.
Steve Johnson.
Steve Johnson.
He's white.
Yeah.
Robert Judge.
Oh.
Don't no picture of him.
Okay. So he could go either way.
Adam Kaliner. I say it's Kaliner. Kaliner.
Kaliner.
Right. Chris Lawson. No picture. Julia Lee. No picture.
Chris Lawson could go either way. Julia Lee is definitely Asian.
Tim McDermott.
White. Folk show.
Joanne McFall. No.
Actually, Tim McDermott, I wouldn't be surprised if he's related to the Bills coach.
No, he's the chief business officer of the Philadelphia Union.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because the Bills coach used to teach at the school I teach at. Taught at.
Dan Murphy.
He's white.
He's the owner of Murphy Ford.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely white.
Francis Sheehan.
White. That's Irish.
Yeah. Jeffrey K. Warman.
WARMON or
WARMANN.
Picture?
Yep. He's white.
Okay.
And Robert Willard.
Could go either way,
He's
but
so for me, if you have how do you plan on helping the people of Chester? Or is this another Atlantic City thing? Building up property,
business there, and up in the value,
and
moving
all
you people get out.
Right, all you
can't afford to live here.
You can't afford to live here anymore. So I just want to know what's up with that. So I would love to talk to whoever's in charge, or get someone else that has more questions than I do, because I don't be coming up with all the questions, bro. You feel me?
Right.
So, this is important.
Yeah.
Right. TD Bank. Right. Everybody, man. Everybody.
September of last year, the RADC released a Chester waterfront master plan, and that's available online. Hold on, can I get on Facebook? Because I can just post it in the live chat. Oh shoot, P! I forgot to look at the YouTube. I forgot to put I need one more monitor so I can watch the Facebook and the live chat without having to watch this. Because I can see the YouTube comments because we've had those before. Like one or two. Oh, wait, am I able to log into my Facebook? I'll post the link if possible. But either I might have to change. I don't know how. Yeah, I go through it with this Facebook password. I'm always changing that thing, and then I don't remember it or don't update it on the computer because I'm paranoid about that Facebook hacking. But anyway, it's available online. And you can just Google Chester Riverfront Development Project. That's taking place. It starts at the riverfront near Commodore Barry Park. That's a park? I didn't realize. Oh, he's on the phone. So there we go. So we'll be more on that later. Actually, P, I'll do some catfishing and see if I can get one of those. We can get one of those. Redevelopment Commission folks down here in front of us in the studio, put their feet to the fire. And by put their feet to the fire, we talk and interview. Oh, dude. This was awful. This next story, P. Now, a while ago, this judge, he and a developer, they essentially had a kids for cash scam going. the developer of a youth justice facility out in youth justice. He was giving kickbacks to 2 judges in Luzerne County, which is like, say, think Wilkes-Barre and whatnot. So in 2008, judges Michael Conahan and Mark Ciavarella, they were convicted of accepting money in return for imposing harsh adjudications on juveniles to increase the occupancy of the for-profit detention center. Like how heinous is that? Like heinous, awful. Like to take children and you like children who are already. I mean, and some you can't tell me that there aren't a bunch of damaged children already appearing in this man's court behind for some infraction that they made a bad decision off of, reacting to their circumstances or whatever, or living those circumstances. Right. But to take that and look at it and not see a child that needs help, but to see my next car payment,
a dollar sign.
Yeah.
I mean, you think that's just happening there?
No.
You think that's just happening with children?
Question: how f***ed up are you?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, obviously, like once you say for-profit detention center,
prisons are for-profit. Everything is for-profit. Who are the majority of the people in there are black or brown, and they can't afford a. When you get a bail, when you're out here and you're doing something, let's say you get caught with a gun, you're given a $2,500 bail, $25,000, 10%, $2,500, and your mom and your dad don't have a window to throw it out of, or
right,
anything like that, right? A pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. How do you expect to get out of jail? You don't. You sit till you go to court. You go to court a couple times, and then maybe they come through and they lower your bail or they let you go or ROR.
And bail is BS anyway, because I'm sorry, it says right there, innocent until proven guilty. If you're holding me in jail.
Not if you're black. Not if you're black and don't have enough money, you're guilty until proven innocent.
The fact that you holding me, no matter what the amount is, I don't care if it's for a dime, like it's wrong. Innocent until proven guilty, but talk out one side of the mouth.
I think certain cases are different, right? Okay. Murder, I don't think you should be, that's a guilty until, because
hang out for a little
bit.
Just
until you prove you're innocent. You know what I'm saying?
Or until we get this thing all sorted out.
I think we can help the criminal justice system by saying what it doesn't do for us. It doesn't offer us help.
Mm-mm.
You know, like
exacerbates problems.
My biggest problem wasn't the fact that I like to sell drugs. I like to get high when I was out there.
Okay.
You feel me? So, and what's the easiest way to get product is when you already have product. You know what I mean? So that was it for me. You know what I mean? I was hustling to make money, yeah, but I was also hustling because of my addiction.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And when I came home from jail in 2008, I said, man, I ain't smoking no more. I'm done. And really, I haven't since I've been home, right? And I keep it a bean. Like I like snow on my shit. So, you know, I was lacing my joints. So, you know, like that's where I was. And I started that at 16 years old.
My.
So my addiction was heavy, bro. We talking about 16 to 26. That was 10 years deep in that joint. You feel me? Like, and it wasn't until I went upstate and realized, you know, I can't keep doing this shit. I'm killing myself. I'm killing my family. Like nobody else had to deal. My cousin died while I was up there. You feel me? I didn't get to say bye to her. You feel me? I lost so much. I said, man, I can't do this again.
Right.
You feel me? Now, no doubt that I love it. Was it fun? Absolutely. But I'm like, I'm not putting myself through that again. I was locked up. Nobody else was. Everybody was out doing their thing, having fun, going out, call home and say, yo, why am I in here and you out there having fun? I can't say that.
Right.
Go have your fun. Go do what you need to do. You feel me? Please.
Well, speaking of incarcerations, these judges, like if kids, they threw a kid in jail for a year for vandalism, graffitiing something. Like he was throwing, so he extended sentences on some kids. If a kid was mocked a associate principal, a kid mocked an assistant principal on MySpace. So that tells you how long ago this was. But and then the one judge, C.R. Ravella, extended that kid's sentence for something like that, like talking greasy on your assistant principal. That's what a kid's supposed to do. He's being a kid, or she. It didn't say what the gender was. But yeah, he pleaded guilty to, well, what happened was he just recently, a judge in 2010, Conahan pled guilty to 1 count of racketeering conspiracy, was sentenced to 17 and a half years. Ciaravella opted to go to trial the following year, and he was convicted on 12 of the 39 counts, and he was sentenced to 28 years in this. So yeah, ain't that something? Speaking of incarceration, P. Oh, wait. Speaking of incarceration, I was going to put it on next week, but no, since we're talking so much about jail right now, did you hear about what happened in this, one thing I will give it to prisoners, the stuff that I see that is caught in, when they put the stuff on the table from when the guy, what did they do that? What did they call that, P? What's the technical term?
What?
When they go down, when the guards are tossing rooms.
Search.
That's it?
Yeah.
I thought it was like some. All right.
Why would it be something big?
I thought they're going down the line, or I forgot I didn't know what the jargon was in the.
I mean, for inmates, it's a search. They coming through to do the search. I never really got into the jargon that they were using.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I only speak prisoners.
You typically know. You feel me? Because
right.
everything has to keep on moving. So you'll have motherfucker out there getting trays, or somebody out in the hallway, and they say, "Yo, they about to come through and do a search."
And then word
send
goes
message
down.
through. You feel me? Like, yo, they say it through the vents. Yo, they searching.
Yeah,
Get
or the
rid of what you gotta
toilets
get
even.
rid of. Right, everything.
There's some resourceful shit going on behind bars.
Oh, it's prison. Like, you have to be resourceful in everything that you do.
Oh man,
eating chow, you have to be resourceful. Going out in the yard, you have to be resourceful. Lifting weights, you have to be resourceful. Bags with water in it.
Right. Sand, you know what I mean? Dirt.
That's a violation. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they find that in there, that's a violation. So we got to pop that joint, get all the water out. You feel me? Toss the bag in the trash and keep it moving. I mean, you have to be resourceful. When you working in a chow hall, you feel me? You got to learn to make money. You make strombolis, make cheesesteaks, bring it back. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yeah, it's real, bro. It's absolutely serious.
Oh man. Well, this person got a little too over. Well, I don't know. You're not allowed? I would assume that you're not allowed to. Most of the only couple of times I've been in to visit somebody in prison, we're behind glass. Like, there's no way that we're gonna touch. Which I thought was strange was, why are you searching me so thoroughly? I won't be able to get to him. Like, it's going to be a whole thing in between us here. All right, whatever. But at this prison in Tennessee, this woman, she in Dixon, Tennessee, this 33-year-old woman named Rachel Dollard, she went to go sneak some contraband in the form of methamphetamine into a small balloon. She had it in her mouth. She kissed her boyfriend that she came to visit, and they made the exchange there. Which, I mean, as exchanges go in the visiting room at a prison, like, most of the time I'm assuming that anything gets passed off came from out the side, came from the mule's rectum. So, I mean, if to exchange it in a kiss, there you go. Well, the problem was the boyfriend, and this was in February 19th. The boyfriend, 30-year-old Joshua Brown, who was serving an 11-year sentence on drug-related conviction. That was going to expire on the 29th. Brown took the balloon into his mouth from Dollard, and obviously probably before he goes back in, I would assume before they let you back into the population, they're going to search you. And so he swallowed the balloon. Then apparently planning on, drugs. At some point, the drugs in the prison went through somebody's rectum. At some point. Maybe not on every stop along the way.
It don't matter.
Right.
I mean, really.
Right.
I mean, when you're on the street, where did it come through? You feel me? How did it get to here? You feel me? Like, everybody worried about how the coke got here. I know what I'm going to do with it. You feel me? Like, you can't be. I wonder how this shit got over here.
Man, wait, break that up.
This is giving me real. This is smell like hint. This is.
I'm detecting hints of.
Real. Oh, ball sackage. Right. Ball sackage with a little bit of a vagina. Right. Damn, they got that in
taint.
There. Taint. That's what it is. That's what I'm smelling. Nah, nigga, you snorting.
Oh my goodness. So Brown swallowed the balloon, intending on, retrieving it out of the toilet later on. Problem for Brown was the balloon ruptured in his stomach. Damn. Yeah. He gone. Died of a methamphetamine overdose. And so they're hitting her with some hard charges.
I don't even have a picture of this.
Oh, I was just saying we don't have the picture. Like I was going to run it next week, but since we were talking about incarceration and whatnot, I figured do it now. Officials did not say how or when they believe she was able to sneak in the methamphetamine, but they noted its statement. They do pat search and have drug detection dogs in prison. I remember they had this thing when I was I was at, what was that, Kern From Hole, CFC, I guess they call it. And so my man Scrub, he had this little wine that he looked like something I would use to do dishes with, but with a sponge on the end, but he rubbed all my fingertips. And what I thought was interesting, he rubbed the bottom of my shirt. Like, you're assuming that I'm going to be sloppy with the drugs that I smuggled. I didn't wear an apron while I was packing the drugs that I'm going to be smuggling. I was kind of insulted. But anyway, so P, actually, that next story, oh man, speaking of drugs, there was a gentleman who was on drugs. We talked about car chases, right? Mm-hmm. We talked about passengers. We've talked about, that one story last week where my lady turned her Benz into a missile. But what about a chase, P, where my man is trying to get away in an excavator?
Yeah, he's going to jail.
Yeah. Yo, you should have seen it. And this took place in, take a guess where. I was surprised to learn that this was not in Florida.
Texas.
Actually, this was a Florida or Texas story. Instead, it took place in the Pacific Northwest, up in Oregon. I was really surprised.
Yeah, because Oregon's trying to take over Iowa, right?
Yeah, Idaho, yeah. Huh? So he fled the deputies in an excavator as the Oregon man was moving, and the deputies are just walking alongside the excavator. He led police on this slow-moving chase for more than half a mile, and deputies say they found Shaw. The gentleman's name was Jesse Shaw. He had 3 warrants out for his arrest, including for stealing a car. He couldn't find a car to grab, so I guess he can drive anything, old Jesse Shaw. He was on the property while he was operating the excavator. They commanded Shaw to shut down the machine and come down and surrender, and he ignored them and continued driving off. Shaw eventually stopped, and he was arrested for eluding arrest, car theft, and parole violation. He probably was rolling for that half a mile, turn around, and they still they standing right behind the thing. He's like, yeah, dog, it's over. Let me cash my chips in now. You know they're going up. You know, probably with every foot that he walks away from the cops, they add more charges to it. There probably is some little thing like that in there. I wouldn't be surprised, like a little wage scale or something. Walmart has a policy, and at first I thought that's kind of cool. Like if you're on a cross-country drive or something, and you want to bust a nap, Walmart allows people trucking or truckers, etc., to sleep overnight in their lots, which sounds like a good idea until you realize, wait, about security. I don't know. Unless you keep your own security, you know what I mean? Like, not that's Walmart's responsibility at that point. Our job is to secure what's in those walls. Thank you very much.
I'm sure Walmart has cameras in their parking lot.
Oh, yeah, so they could catch somebody coming out with what's in between those walls.
Right.
But this woman, excuse me, there's a lawsuit against Walmart right now because Walmart's and it has to do with this parking policy. The woman is suing the lot after a fire. You see a burnt up van. There was 2 sisters that fell asleep in a minivan in the parking lot of a Walmart in Minnesota. So they fell asleep they were 6 and 9 years old. They fell asleep in the back of the minivan, and this was on August 6th of 2019. So she dropped off her mother, and she related to investigators. She went to let them sleep in the car while she went to take care of some shopping, she believing they would be safe. However, my man was parked in the Walmart parking lot. He had a hot stove in his van. And so he parked his van next to the minivan that contained the 2 young girls. Didn't properly secure the hot stove. Like, he left items on it before, he didn't let it cool down completely. So therefore a fire combusted, and the vehicle being right next to the van caught fire, and thus killing the 2 girls inside. The woman came out a couple minutes later, and this was around 6 a.m. on that August morning. She came out, but first responders had to hold her back from the van as she watched it burn. That is horrifying. Ugh. So she is suing Walmart. Well, actually, the one child died in the fire, and the second one died of cardiac arrest after being taken to the hospital. The one died of cardiac arrest after being taken to the hospital. The big sister, the 9-year-old, she survived, but she's severely burned, permanently disfigured. The lawsuit was filed this past June, and the woman's attorneys blamed the company for its well-known policy of allowing people to stay in store parking lots overnight and essentially camp out, but not monitoring those guests to help ensure the safety of other customers. So there you go. Doesn't say how much she's suing for. What do you think, P? She got a leg to stand on here?
If she want to stand, you can sue for anything in America.
Ain't that the truth? Sue me?
I'm about to
sue everybody.
I'm about to sue some people.
All right. Oh man. You were just talking about getting torn up from the floor up, right? Mm-hmm. Oh man. This poor bear. We got a story. Our next story is about this poor little bear who, what happened was he ate this honey, and they call it it's a hallucinogenic honey. The chemical compounds in it can cause bears to hallucinate. Well, he ate too much, and he was tripping, like as if you or I might eat mushrooms. Go ahead and roll it, P.
No. Yeah. No. 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 Yeah. No.
What is he hallucinating?
Right. Yeah, I know, right? If we had one of those machines like in that old movie where you could put the helmet on somebody and see their thoughts on the screen.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so you see him. And you know what, though? Just looking at him in that picture, too. Like, just when I see that picture, I'm like, oh, I can empathize there, because we've all had that kind of night where you're just making all kinds of false promises. I ain't gonna do this no more. I ain't never drinking. Lord, if you let me live through this, I promise. That poor bear. But you saw in the captions to the video, I don't know if you read that, folks, but he's fine. So now who's not fine, however, is, dude, you know, we talk about bad decisions a lot on this show, and this one here is particularly bad. We mentioned, Brooklyn just keeps popping up on this show lately. That reminds me, I'm going to cross that Brooklyn Bridge before this falls out. That's it. So actually, P, a bad decision in Brooklyn took place this past week. And it didn't have to do with Pastor Scumbag. Folks, this gentleman, as you can see by the next picture, this gentleman, he was a homeless man, and he decided it was a good idea to climb into the trash chute in an apartment building. He jumped inside the trash chute, and then he went down the chute, of course. He was captured on surveillance video climbing into it. Now, the problem with the trash chute, by the way, this took place at the Medgar Evers Apartments in Bed-Stuy neighborhood. But the problem with the trash chute is it leads to the compactor. And so, yeah.
Compacted?
Yeah.
So he did?
Yeah, he gone.
That's all I had to look for, and it sounded like these old boys died of natural causes.
Well, how's that, Sheriff?
Natural to the line of work they was in.
Yes.
Or natural to the activity that he was engaging in. Man, now, was he trying to find I don't know what his motivation was, whether he was trying to find I don't know. Obviously a mental health issue, but that's what it had to be. We'll just chalk it up to that. Because damn, but what a horrifying way to go. Once it starts happening, like that scene in Star Wars where remember that scene in the first Star Wars movie where the trash compactor goes? He lived that. Damn. That's terrible.
It is.
That's terrible.
But guess what?
What's that?
Life goes on.
Yeah, right?
He decided to jump in there again.
Right. And these compactors nowadays, like you're in there. So even if somebody hadn't to come along and hit the button, it's going to be hours before you're getting out of that thing, man.
I understand where he was going.
Yeah. Oh, man. That sucks. Well, Pete, it's about that time.
Is it? Is it really?
Yes, sir.
Once a week, a person steps forward to be more than a person, to be an example, a beacon, a hero.
Who is electing Hose?
And that young lady is running for senator in Pennsylvania. Now, it's elect Hose because she's very forward about her past as a stripper.
What kind of stripper was she? Was she a burlesque stripper, or was she a full-on contact lap dance champagne?
She referred to it as sex work. Which,
okay, there it is.
There we go.
There it is. Hit the bell. Hit the bell. Hit the motherfucking bell. She is this week's weekly hero. Wait, give me the rest. Give me everybody else. Let's go.
An officer was on routine patrol at 9:38 p.m. and saw a 10-year-old boy sitting in the driver's seat. Eventually, the van went through an intersection in reverse and went up an embankment into the front yard of a residence. The officer then placed the 10-year-old in the back seat of the car. That's when the 10-year-old boy told the officer his dad wanted him to have cereal before going to school in the morning, so his dad sent the boy to buy Cheerios at the store. He did. The officer found the boy's parents had been asleep. The boy then admitted he had just left home without his parents' knowledge to go to the store. 10 years old. 10 years old. By himself at 8:30. Driving. That's my hero. And he didn't crash. It's time to find out who gets their cape and shades and takes to the sky as Who's Weekly Hero.
All right, P. So we got three nominees for your consideration this week, and two of which are fairly local. The first is not so much.
Somebody's open.
Oh, son
the
of a
ball's laid right in his hands. But that son of
a biscuit eater. It was a Delaware man, and he was in Maryland. He regularly crosses the state line, as a lot of us, for work or what have you. So on his visit, he crossed the state line to work in Maryland, bought a lottery ticket a couple of months ago, and of course won the lottery. Nice, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So then, why? Like we talked before, like some people go right back to it. Like, hey, why not buy? Shit, seems to me like this is a great time to buy another lottery ticket. Mm-hmm. So. This gentleman you see here, he is Dwayne Ketterman, and Dwayne Ketterman, he won $18,000 in early July at the Maryland Lottery racetrack game. Then Mr. Mr. Ketterman, excuse me, he won again this month. He won even more, $30,785 in another racetracks game. Said Ketterman, I couldn't believe I won the first time. Ketterman told lottery officials. So when I saw this one, the second one, I was stunned. The 43-year-old from Millsboro, Delaware, picked his winning numbers at random. And he found out about his win when his family stopped for breakfast. I checked the ticket on my lottery app, and for a moment to wrap my head around it, showed my wife, and she was surprised as I was, more even. She was like, "Sweet, where you taking me? Where you taking me for vacation?"
I'm about to pay my credit. I'm about to get my credit.
Right, you know how
$30,000. That's all you can do is get your credit. I'm paying all my credit.
Right, exactly.
Yep, I'm getting my credit right. Oh, why are you doing that? Because it can build us up both.
Exactly.
Both of us up.
Eliminate the toughest stains.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Eliminate the things that we ain't had no idea we was going to be able to do. I'm not buying no pocketbooks. I ain't buying no purses. We ain't going on no trips.
Right.
I'm getting my credit right.
Oh, man.
And going back to work.
So, P, our next weekly hero nominee is
the blackest man in America.
Brother Darkness. This gentleman, he's the head librarian in Sharon Hill. And he is, you know what, he's Richard Ashby Jr., and he's one of the few black men to ever hold the position of head librarian. Like, there's not, it's like wow. Like
we believe the things that we're taught, right? You want to hide something from a black man, put it in the book.
Yeah.
No black man gonna read no book.
Right.
Imagination. Listen, we have to work hard. There's a reason that we have to work harder than most people. You feel me? To pull ourselves up, to pull our families up. You feel me? So there's no time to escape into a book. You know how difficult it is for you to really put hours aside a week. All right, I'm gonna put an hour a week, hour a day away so I can read this book and get lost in this book. That's difficult, bro. It's extremely difficult. So, shout out to him, man.
Okay.
And he needs to be reaching out to the younger kids and explaining how he became the head librarian and how important it is to read and be able to think of things that you want to say out your mouth.
Yeah. Ashby told, how about that before you say it? Ashby said to ABC News, that's where I heard the story, 6 ABC, Ashby said that there are over 80,000 librarians in the country, and about 500 of them are black male. And about 30 to 40 of us are library directors. Wow. Wow. And think about, I used to live around the corner from the library on 52nd Street. And I used to spend a lot of time in there, because I'm a dork nerd. And so, I would love when I would go up to the children's section to, get some Justice League videos to sign out. And I would see, the kids packed in there and whatnot. That was very encouraging. I believe the children are our future. So there you go, P. We got Mr. Ashby and we got Ketterman, the 2-time lottery winner. And finally, a surprise entry here. There was a student at Newman University, and he did a documentary on the Newman University ice hockey team. I didn't know that Newman University has a men's ice hockey team. I thought Newman used to be didn't it used to be like Beaver College, which is now no, is that Ursinus? I can't remember. Anyway, no, Beaver College is, what is it now? Now that's gonna kill me. I don't know. Anyway, I thought Newman University wasn't. I didn't realize it was co-ed. But they got a men's ice hockey team. I didn't realize there were ice hockey teams down this. Anyway, I'm learning a lot nowadays. But the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences announced the nominations for the 40th annual Mid-Atlantic Regional Emmy Awards this month, and the 5th and concluding episode of the documentary Between the Blue Lines is being nominated for a Student Production Award in the long-form category. Other schools nominated in the same category included Temple University and Penn State. 5-part documentary exposes the many emotions of these young men returning to the ice after the COVID restrictions. Recent graduate and 2022 valedictorian Jake Laborak was the mastermind and director behind the project. And it begins with the hockey players dealing with the COVID shutdown and goes from there and how they return as a team. So there are your 3 nominees, P. We got the Emmy. Oh, you're not.
Oh, no, yeah.
Okay, we got the Emmy.
You already know who I'm giving it to.
I know, right? We can shut it all down.
Shut it down.
Close the polls. It's over.
It's definitely over.
For sure.
Right.
For sure. Mr. Ashby, the head librarian at Sharon Hill, Pennsylvania.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. And actually, you know what, though? I like to take, it's funny because whenever I have out-of-town visitors, I always make sure to take them. That's one of my stops on the Darren DeVoue 25-cent Philadelphia tour. We hit the main branch of the Philadelphia Public Library.
Right. And it's important, man.
Yeah.
We have to stress how important it is for our children to read and have an imagination, right? Because, you know, a lot of kids don't have it, man. They're dealing with reality, and reality is real. You feel me?
Heavy, yeah.
You always try to figure out why kids say they're stressed out and they're tired. It's like, you don't have no bills. Like, life outside of paying bills is stressful. So you can only imagine how stressful it is for children on social media and their friends and the friends that are allowed to do this and do that and go here and go there and they're not. Like, it's absolutely stressful.
And that's the thing, too, because, you know what, back when I was growing up, like, what, the only thing you had to, all right, your friend, he got a better pair of sneakers than me. Or he can stay out later than me.
Right.
But now, and those things, I would see it, like, okay, all right, I know I'm going in the house. I'm mad about it I'm mad about it that he can stay out later than me. But once I'm in the house playing with my Star Wars, man, or playing my Nintendo, and it's gone. But with that social media now,
it follows you.
It's always
24/7, bro.
Yeah, man.
7 days a week. So it's sad, but you know we have to stress these issues. So I would like to sit down with him and interview him, see if I can get Josh to talk to him and interview him, man. Just moving forward, like how can we change the way we help our children and what we put in front of them? So it's important. It's highly important.
Once again, ending on a nice high note here on the D Train with Darren DeVoue on CMPRadio.net, folks. And again, if you miss any of our content, any of this show's content, I need to add up how long we've been doing this. We've done a number of shows, P.
We have.
Yeah. So I'm gonna count them up one day. We're gonna celebrate like when shows do that.
Well, our anniversary is September 2nd.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not really doing too much. You know,
okay.
Last couple of years, things have happened, but
right.
This is a 5-year anniversary. 5 years of us grinding here at the radio station. Every year brings a new challenge and full of new challenges. And you were just talking about earlier. You was like that card you got on your table. That's major. You feel me? And I understand that. You feel me? So, I don't want to play around. I don't want to call somebody before it's time. So we're going to continue to grow. We're going to hope to bring more people on to help us out so we can continue to grow. Listen, this wasn't a me situation, because if it was, I could have just started my own podcast and been good with that. This was a us situation. Like, how do we make communication cool again? How do we get people to talk about what they deal with? And if you look on social media, all the same things that I talk about every day are the most popular things to talk about. So, we have to communicate in a way that people understand, right? And that's different ways. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the next couple of years, and we just got to keep at it.
That's what's up. Me too. Woo, woo. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, folks, we'll see you next week. But until then, please have a peaceful, productive, and positive week. Thanks again for joining us. Really appreciate you spending your time with us here on the D Train with Darren DeVoue on CMPRadio.net. It's the station, and we'll see you next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain calm. As you can see, the train is being tented. Once tenting is completed, you will be disembarked in an orderly fashion.